Welcome to Brad on the Pod, episode number 5. I am your host, Brad Emanuel. I am a local musician based in Wisconsin. Thanks for tuning in if this is your first time. I am a singer-songwriter, gear nerd, live streamer, podcaster, husband, father. And that is the shit we talk about for about 40 minutes once a week. I also do a song or two. We do some interviews. That's Brad on the Pod. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching the live stream on YouTube or Twitch or Live Streamer Cafe, you rock for that. We got a busy podcast today. Weekend review, guest interview. Got Hunter Tesmer from Arrow coming in today. And talk about, I did a Taylor Swift song and put it out in the world. We'll talk about that a little bit. Story time from the weekend. I'll do a few songs for you. Who knows what else we're going to do. Today's episode is brought to you by Priceless Building Center. I'll read their copy on them later. And then here's the exciting part about today's show. I finally wrote a theme song. Now, to say wrote a theme song is a bit of a stretch. I mean, I did write it, but it wasn't. Well, here you go. So what's gonna happen now? From now on, if you download the podcast, you're just gonna hear it. You're not gonna hear it on the live recording. It's just gonna be on the podcast as like a song, as like a theme song. You know, but it's not gonna be on the live recording. It's only gonna be on the podcast stuff. But one time today, right now, I'll let the dozens of people watching live. I don't know if it's even that. Listen to it for the first time. So now it's tongue in cheek. I don't expect Mozart here coming up. But here you go. Here's my Brad on the Pod theme song, part 1, the entrance music. Is this on the boat, on the channel, on the barge, or on the sand? No, it's Brad on the Pod. This is Brad on the Pod. Yeah, this is me on the pod. That's it. And then I start talking and say, hey, everybody, how was your weekend? And then when I'm all done, after the interviews and everything else, then I say, have a good day. We'll see you next week. And then I do this. That was Brad on the Pod. Thank you, sponsors. Thank you, guests. Thank you, friends. You should tune in next week when I'm back on the pod. Another Brad on the Pod. There you go. That's the only time, if you're watching live, that is the only time you get to hear it. Podcast people that download it on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, you will just hear that automatically. It'll launch in. When you press play, it'll just play that, all 18 seconds of that, and then the other 18 seconds on the end. There you go. This song I'm going to do first off is a song called Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw. There's a reason for it, and I'll tell you this reason later on in tonight's show. That's a tease, everybody. No, there's a light that glows by the front door. Don't forget the keys under the mat. Childhood signs, always stay humble and kind. Go to church, cause your mom says so. Visit grandpa every chance that you can. It won't be wasted time. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dream you're dreaming come true, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride. Always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Know the difference between sleeping with someone and sleeping with someone you love. Love you ain't no pickup line. Always stay humble and kind. On the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When those dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Yeah. When it's hot, eat a root beer popsicle, shut off the AC, roll the windows down. Let the summer sunshine, always stay humble and kind. Don't take for granted the love this life gives you. Get where you're going, forget to turn back around and help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't cheat and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When those dreams you're dreaming come to you, the work you put in is realized. Let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Yeah, yeah. Let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. More on why I'm doing that song later. Why I did that song a little bit later in today's show. Get back to my notes here. I mumbled through the lyrics a couple times there. I found, like, now that we're 5 weeks in, I find out the first song is always a little for me. I try to warm up. I try to jump around in the studio beforehand and, like, get the lips working. But then I still can't read or can't speak or something happens. Whatever. You guys hear me sing crap enough. So last week, I spent a bunch of time down here in the studio. I don't know. I was feeling studio-ish, even though I was pissing and moaning about it on the podcast and being hungover and everything. But I ended up coming down here and recording. Hi, everybody, by the way, that's watching online. Ended up recording Sweet Nothing by Taylor Swift. I did it last week in the podcast. I didn't sing it. I just played the track. And then I put it out there, and it launched this morning on all your places that get music. So if you want to hear an old white dude from north central Wisconsin covering Taylor Swift, please download it. I'll get to that too, Colleen, in a second. But please download that. It's on Spotify and Apple Music and everything. I did Sweet Nothing by Taylor Swift. I covered it for the fun of it. And then later on in the week, on Friday, Jamie and Luke went to Florida. They left Thursday. They're back already. They left for a long weekend. But on Friday, I was sitting around, nothing to do. So I came back, and my hats came in. Here's one of them. I'm wearing one of them now if you're watching online. Otherwise, a bunch of new hats came in. If you're new to me, I sell hats at gigs with my logo on it, which you can find all over brademanuel.com. But anyway, I got a new bunch of hats in, and I was like, how can I do this besides just taking a picture of them and saying, come buy a hat at gigs. So I've always liked the song You Can Leave Your Hat On by Joe Cocker. Made it famous. It was written by Randy Newman. Jamie and I actually used a version by Mark Broussard as our Grand March. There's some trivia for you. And so I put out a little 2-minute video of me with the different hats on. I recorded the whole song on GarageBand on Apple Music for music gear nerds out there. Not on Apple Music, on a Mac. GarageBand on Macs or iOS or whatever. I recorded the entire song. I just put guitar track down, vocals down, backup vocals, and piano. 2 piano parts. And then it was only 2 minutes. It wasn't the whole song. And then I just made a video, like literally the way I stand in my studios for my live streams, and just put my different hats on. So I recorded it. I basically lip synced it after I recorded the track. I basically lip synced it. How many hats did I have? 7 times? 7 times. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7 times. And then I tried to get all 7 hats on the video. You can see the video on my website or on my YouTube, or I have it pinned on my Facebook page. So I spent some time doing that. And then I had gigs. Thursday night, I was at Northern Waters Distillery. It was a fun gig as usual there. It was a little afternoon happy hour. Friday, I was at Malarkey's. I would call Friday's Malarkey gig a very standard Malarkey's gig. Wasn't anything exceptional, nor was it a bummer. It was a standard. We had a good time. Nice crowd in there. Standard, very standard Malarkey's gig Friday night. Saturday, I was Granite Peak. I had a good time there. I have a couple. The stories I'm telling today later on pertain to Granite Peak and a nice little event that happened. I thought it was a nice event. And it has to do with Humble and Kind, and it also has to do with the name of the episode. So there's your tease. And I'll get to that in a second. And then Sunday, I was at Snow River, which would be the sister ski hill of Granite Peak up in the UP. It used to be Indian Head and Blackjack, and you guys know I played up there for years. And now it's called Snow River, and I played at what used to be Sky Bar at Indian Head, and now it is called Jack's. And that was a nice crowd. It started quiet, but then that's because I started at 3:30, and the hill, they don't have night skiing, so the hill closes at 4 o'clock. So when the hill's done, they all come in and party. And it was a Sunday of a holiday weekend, President's Weekend. So a lot of people that were there were tourists that had Monday off. So we had a nice crowd in there. There was a little girl there named, Sugar. I'm going to forget her name. The heck was her name? I got nothing. Clarissa or something like that. And she was very much in charge of making sure people were dancing and making sure that little boys and girls knew that if they gave me $1 in my tip jar, they got to take home a sticker. And so I owe her. I'm gonna hire her for future gigs because she was telling everybody to dance, and she was telling every little boy and girl on the ski hill to come on in and throw $1 in his tip. Go get $1 from your mom or dad, because then you can take a sticker. So it was funny. So I had to order more stickers. I actually got there was like a low sticker count when I left. So that was my weekend. On Saturday, one of the cool things about Saturday, there's a couple cool stories about Saturday. One of the cool things about Saturday was somebody came up to me and said, "Can you play an original?" Which I get occasionally, but I don't. I get it occasionally, but I don't really put any, I don't put much stock into it. Usually I know who's asking for it, but I did not know who this person. This person did not look familiar to me. And she said, "Will you do original?" And I said, "Sure." And then she started walking away. I'm like, do you have one in mind or whatever I want? And I didn't think I'd say, "Well, whatever you want." And she turned around and said, "Yeah, I want Little Bit." Little Bit is a song that I kind of forgot about. I wrote it, I don't know, a long time ago. And probably 18 years ago maybe. I can't remember keys. And thankfully the words were in my brain somewhere. Just a silly little love jaunt. Love song, like a simple, funny, cute little lovey-dovey thing. Coming up next, you're going to hear all about Priceless Building Center. Thanks for watching on Livestreamer Cafe. If you're watching the live one, I do see your comments everywhere. I try not to comment on your comments because people that download the podcast could be like, "What the is he talking about?" I don't mean to scare you. Lord knows that ain't my style. Lately when our eyes meet, I can't help but smile. It feels just like those movies. Some might call it fate. If this is all for a reason, girl, what the hell's the wait? Yeah. I believe that true love starts with honesty. Here's the honest truth, girl, you're the only one for me. I don't wanna freak you out, I won't push you away. So I came up with this tiny lie, here's what I have to say. I'm a little bit in love with you. Every little bit, every little thing you do. Your eyes, your laugh, your fire and your smile. I'm a little bit in love with every little bit of you. Yep. Girl, I know you're thinking this ain't the smartest lie. I can tell you see right through it by the rolling of your eyes. It's the best I could come up with, and I know it suits you fine. So smiling as I sing your song, gonna tell you one more time. I'm a little bit in love with you. Every little bit of every little thing you do. Your eyes, your laugh, your fire and your smile. I'm a little bit in love with every little bit of you. All right. Every little beat of those big blue eyes, and every little beat of that beautiful smile. Every little bit of every little thing you do makes every little bit of my life feel like a dream come true, yeah. So I'm a little bit, yeah. I'm a little bit in love with you. Every little bit of every little thing you do. Your eyes, your laugh, your fire and your smile. I'm a little bit in love with every little bit of you. I'm a little bit in love with every little bit of you. I'm a little bit in love with every little bit of you. Little bit in love with you, yeah. I'm a little bit in love with every little bit of you. There you go. Yeah, as Julie said over there on the comments, she doesn't remember hearing this one. I don't remember if I ever did this one live because I kind of forgot about it. I don't know if I ever live streamed it or did it live in a while. I kind of forgot about it. Sociable time. Let's all drink stuff. Get them up, get them up, get them up. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Drink. Joining us now before we get Hunter on the screen. Joining us now is our guest on the pod. Our guest on the pod this week is brought to you by Priceless Building Center, Builder's Corner Cabinetry Design, Wausau, Wisconsin. From doors, windows, and flooring to kitchen cabinets and bathroom vanities, they are your one-stop shop for all your home improvement projects. Stop in today at 825 Washington Street, right in Wausau, and plan your next home improvement project with contractors Josh or Justin. Don't ask Jameis. He's just the dumbass marketing guy. Builder's Corner and Price's Building Center, the home improvement warehouse. Tell them I sent you. They'll give you a free screw or nail. I don't know. Tell them I sent you and we'll see what happens. But they're by Domino Bar. This is how I relate to my fans. You know how to get there? Go to the Domino Bar, and then they're right across the street. It's sort of. Joining us now, hopefully. Yeah. Are you muted? You're muted. You're muted, you dumbass. Or am I muting you? Are you muted? Hold on. Yeah, you don't have your mic. Muted in sound levels. Hold on. Maybe it's me. Muted. Oh, let me interview. There, talk to me.
Hello?
Yeah, you're there.
We got it?
We got it.
What's up, Firm?
Who's the creepy guy behind you?
All right.
Who's the creepy guy behind you, man?
It's John Lennon.
Oh, he's not so creepy. That's
It's
right.
my buddy John.
Hey, Johnny. What's up, buddy?
Oh, John and then Ringo.
Oh, look at the Ringo.
Staring at me, too.
So you are clearly in the corner.
Go, baby.
You are clearly in the corner at Arrow Sports Club.
I am in the corner at the Aero Sports Club. I was
Yeah,
gonna do your corner, but I don't know. My
it's
computer wouldn't fit over there.
you'll stick
Yeah,
to
right.
stick to the floor.
I actually had to do this on my phone because I
Oh,
couldn't figure it out on my stupid laptop.
yeah.
Idiot,
Well, it
but-
works. You're coming through nice and loud. I was just a dumbass
all
earlier.
right, sweet. What's up, podcasters?
Not much. Yeah, podcast world. There's currently 30 people watching live, so don't get too nervous.
Oh boy.
And then
Yeah,
you're
no,
gonna,
yeah.
and then we'll get dozens
No
of
nerves at all.
downloads after today. So we're, you might have, who knows?
All right, we're going worldwide here, baby.
Should we put your number up on the screen, maybe? And be like, ladies, here's
yeah,
hot,
toss it up there.
here's hot
Share my
Hunter.
contact right away.
Here's hot Hunter.
Single, ready to mingle here.
We should do that.
I
Why not?
like long walks on the beach.
I think we should do that.
Yeah,
So-
I was just listening to the old Taylor Swift cover. That was pretty sweet.
Oh, I don't know. It's something out there. I just, content is important.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I mean, if you cover Tay-Tay.
So here's what I want to talk about. Here's what I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
So Friday night, I'm playing there
Yep.
all by my lonesome. And then you're bartending with, who's bartending with you?
So I'm bartending with Jared Steffen, works at Tyne and Cellar, and then DJ Schmidt works here, and then he works for this the city or the village, I guess, of Weston.
Yeah. And then me. So
And then Verm, yeah.
so I'm thinking we need to have like a ladies special,
Yeah, I think so too.
or at least a gay men's special.
Yeah, one of the two. It doesn't matter. Either way.
Either way.
Yeah.
Or both.
We don't discriminate, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know
What
how.
would be tasty?
I don't know. What do chicks drink? Any chicks that are watching live, what are you drinking now that we can put on special? We can knock a quarter off of just about everything, right?
Oh yeah, I mean we could actually run like carbless is hot right now. Carbless you can do like $6 carbless. Even we charge $7 for them. They're crazy.
They're a little
expensive,
costly.
actually, but-
There was somebody just said carbless in the comments. Just rolled right in there.
Yeah, carbless perfect. Maybe we'll do $5 carbless.
Oh,
for the
ooh,
ladies.
there you go. Or gay men.
That's $2 off. That's
Or gay men,
you know.
ladies or gay men.
Or gay men. Yeah,
And you know how
whatever.
you know they're a gay
Or-
man. You know how you know they'll order a carbless. They'll order a carbless.
Right, exactly.
I don't know if that's me.
And not just any carbless, the black raspberry carbless.
Yeah, okay.
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 That's a telltale sign for
So
sure.
so $5
I mean,
carbless.
right now we do have a blender behind the bar, but I don't know if I want to bust that out for you. 'Cause usually, your crowd's a little aggressive. So,
Yeah, that might get a little
yeah.
something.
Right. Actually DJ and Jared would collectively kick the living shit out of me in the basement after that. Probably not a good one.
Don't ever pull that stupid blender out on a Friday night again.
Right. We had enough trouble with the old Fat Tuesday special.
Did you? Oh, did you try to use a blender for that?
Yeah, we used the blender for that.
Did you
Yeah,
sell that?
I think I busted it out like right in front of you. You're like, that's not annoying at all.
Did you? Yeah, but I wasn't.
The loudest thing
I
ever.
wasn't drinking. Did you sell any?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of the mixes seem to have gone down since yesterday, unless we were all just tipping them back last night.
Well,
after the shift.
You were. There were some of your staff and other people sitting right next to me, sampling the
Right.
the things. So should we? I want to talk about what I want to talk about the poem you sent me.
Oh my God, yeah.
Can we
I
talk
figured
about?
you'd want to talk about that.
Can we talk about that? So I forgot
read
to.
like the first couple of lines, and then I sent it to you, and I'm like, oh, I mean, maybe it's not that terrible, and then I get to
Right.
read it.
So let me
slowly.
let me tell the story on this. So
Okay.
I don't even know if you gave me a heads up on this or what, but at one point I think you might have mentioned something about it. I don't know. Either way. So out of the blue, Hunter sends me a text last week. I want to make sure there's nothing before it that actually prefaces it. Nothing at all. So
No, not at all.
So just at 12:46 on Wednesday, February 8th, at 12:46 in the afternoon, Hunter sends me the following. You can see I'll put it in my camera right there. There it is right there. But it's a piece of paper. Those of you just listening, it's a piece of paper with some writing on it, and it just it looks like a poem or a song of some sort, and it just says "Grandpa," and I did the same thing you did. I looked at like 2 or 3 lines, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is, and then I just forgot about it, sorta, and then I was like, so then it sits in my thing, and there was no comment back and forth about it at all for like 5 days, 6 days, whatever. Then all of a sudden, I think was it yesterday? It dawned on you
Yeah,
that you sent it,
yesterday.
or it dawned on me, one of us. And I was like, "What the hell was that thing you sent me?" And you were like, "Oh yeah." And there's a guy that comes in during lunch, and he apparently wrote this thing, and he wanted to
Yeah,
give it,
just a regular.
and he wanted to give it to a musician to see if they could put it to a song. Is that essentially the gist of it?
That's exactly what
Okay.
it was. Yeah.
So this dumbass Hunter decides to pick for me to be the Huckleberry, and he said it. So he said it to me, but didn't tell me about it at all, other than this thing. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then so he tells me about it. So I'm like, yeah, I didn't even read it. I like you, I read like 1 or 2 lines, and then that was it. Which is funny when you actually go back and read them, because. So what happened? So then after that, I was getting ready. I finished eating. This was all yesterday at lunch. I finished eating, and I was about to leave, and then you made eye contact with me, and gestured that the guy who wrote this, was there. And I was like, oh God, hopefully he doesn't even know me. And I should back up and say the guy Hunter, the swell guy that he is, also gave this guy my phone number to send me a text.
I don't know if I did that. I don't think I gave him.
Somebody gave him my number, and he's like
that. No
and
way.
the text was basically, hey, this is Bob. Hunter gave you. It was a simple thing. It was Hunter gave you a poem. I want to know what you think of it. Whatever. I didn't respond to it. I was like, yeah, okay, because I didn't look at the poem. So then I hear him. So I see you giving me eyes that this is the Bob, and then while you're giving me the eyes, he's asking Charlie, is that Brad? Hey, is that Brad? And I'm like, trying to like pay you and put my coat on and get the hell out of there as fast as I can. So he corners me, and he was fine. He just said, yeah, did you take it? I'm like, I haven't had time to take a look at it. I'll take a look at it, and if I can put some music to it, I'll put some music to it. Okay, that'd be great. We'll take a look at it. Well, now here's the cat's ass of the whole story, is when you get home. I got home, and then I read his masterpiece.
Yep.
And it's not even like just a bad poem. It's like weird. It's weird.
It's like, I thought it was like wholesome grandpa story.
So did I. Yeah. I thought so. Let me hold on. Let me. So Hunter and I are both under the same assumptions, because when you read the first line, it says Grandpa, the title, and then the first line is Grandpa is pushing 80. I think, okay, it's just a song playing tribute to somebody's grandpa, or a poem. Okay, fine, I'll read it later. These are no offense to Bob and his poetry, but there's a dozen Grandpa, I love you, I miss you, I'm gonna miss you, whatever songs and poems out there in the world. So I just thought this is another one of those. But so it says, Grandpa is pushing 80, and he doesn't have a lady. Still, okay.
Yep, it's all right.
Now that may sound of corny, but grandpas do get horny.
That's immediately downhill.
Maybe we could, and maybe we should, find Grandpa a white-haired cook that's still got some look, and together they can stir a pot and make things hot. They should. And after they're done having a lot of fun, they can open a bottle of bubbly and get much more cuddly. And that's apparently the first verse, because then it repeats.
Right.
Grandpa's pushing 80, and now he has a lady. And this gets a little out there. Grandpa's front tooth is missing, but that doesn't stop his kissing. Now Grandpa has a bucket list, but that was only to be kissed, and we're very glad that Grandpa is not sad. Remember that the good Lord will shorten the cord. I don't know what that means. Is that a thing? I don't know. Is that like a saying I don't know about? And take Grandpa.
Yeah, maybe.
And take Grandpa away, away, away. And it's the 3 aways at the end that really seals the deal.
Yeah, I have no idea what that was about either.
I mean, I was hesitant bringing it up even, but then I was like, he's never gonna hear this. You and I talking about unless all of a sudden this particular poem gets me trending and there's millions of views, and I'll be like, yeah, it's because we made fun of an old guy who gave me a poem. But it wasn't. I don't think it's about his grandpa, because his grandpa I would think would be like 180. So I think it's about
his
himself.
grandpa?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
It's definitely about him.
It's about himself. All right, it's a self.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That makes it even better.
Yeah.
It makes it all worth.
We have we have a nickname for him. I'm not gonna. I'm not. Well, I won't share the nickname.
All
But
right. I know.
yeah, it definitely just leads me to.
I know. Charlie's a big fan.
Oh yeah, Charlie's a huge fan. Monster fan.
I
Yeah, he
kind of
comes
look forward to Bob walking in if I'm sitting next to Charlie, because I look forward to what Charlie's going to say.
Oh,
Is he in here or what? Oh, thought you were going to switch the camera over to Charlie.
oh no, yeah, you broke up there for a second. I'm trying to fix it.
You're good.
What'd you say?
I just nothing. I look forward to sitting next to Charlie if Bob comes in because I love what Charlie says about Bob.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he comes in.
Charlie is zero filter, absolutely
Yeah,
zero filter.
it's pretty
He'll
great.
attack anybody. He'll yell at somebody down the bar like during the middle of a lunch rush. You know, like shut the fuck. You know, he'll just start just hammering on somebody.
Scott and I and Charlie, we decided he was bitching about something. I don't know what it was, something of food. Oh, when the pot pies weren't ready. You weren't there. Last week the pot pies were a little slow. They were a little slow, so Scott and Charlie and I were sitting there waiting for our pot pies, and the crust wasn't done or some shit, whatever. And Charlie was just going on. We were all three of us were being old curmudgeons about it, just going on and on and on about it. And then finally, I'm like, we need a Charlie's bitch box behind the bar, so you can like comment cards, and just call it Charlie's bitch box.
That'd be great. That'd be perfect. That's actually beautiful. He was just giving it to me yesterday about like his meal on Sunday, and he's like, it was fucking cold, and my bartender's like, I went back there, the stuff was hot. I don't know if we just didn't get it like old guy hot for him or whatever the fuck it was, but yeah, he loves to give it to you. That's for sure.
Old guy hot.
Old guy hot. Yeah,
Bob's got
to be piping hot, burn your face off for it to be not cold. Really.
Bob's got the old guy hot covered in his poem.
Oh yeah, no, he's got some swag. He's got the W Riz like the fucking kids are saying right now. I think he's trying to lay. He lives in like a retirement home, so I think he's trying to lay the Mac down like every night there. He's probably got like a bottle of wine outside of his room, and
we should. I mean, I should seriously do a podcast where I'm just with the camera. I thought, like I said it yesterday, where I just put the camera behind the bar and don't tell them, and just put the camera camera and a mic like near Charlie. And the camera and a mic like near one end of the bar, near the end of the bar, and just like I'll just sit there and like listen and then just cut in and out to different conversations and be like, meanwhile, click. What the fuck's wrong with this goddamn pot pie?
Definitely do that. At least record it, and then you can cut and edit it later.
Right.
Yeah, you can find some great content there.
Which I'll probably have to do today.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. He's got the meatloaf going today, so.
Oh, nice! I was gonna ask that.
Perfect for Ash Wednesday and fish. Got meatloaf going on right now. We're not reading the room very well on that one, but whatever.
Meatless loaf would have been funny. Meatless loaf, fish loaf. Hey, who you got Saturday night?
I got no one Saturday night. You're my only rock star this weekend.
Oh, nice. What do you got upcoming?
It's just me solo bartending on Saturday night, So if all you ladies want to come out there and hang out with me, I'll be there Saturday night. That's about it. That's the only draw we got for Saturday. So hopefully that'll be all right. But
what about?
All I got is you.
What about in the future? What do you got upcoming?
On March 4th, we have the Positions. They're like a new band with a couple of young kids. I think a couple of kids are actually in high school too. They're high school, or maybe like. Actually, I think they're in college band now. So a couple of them are like go to Eau Claire and they're in the music program over there. They play a bunch of, like Chicago kind of music with a bunch of horns.
You had them about a month ago, right, or so?
Yeah, they're fantastic. The lady singer is amazing.
Yeah, and she's good on the social media. So she had a bunch of clips of their show and
right,
pretty good.
Yeah, she did absolutely wonderful on all that. So yeah, we got those guys, and then we got the Allen Brothers for the old St. Patrick's Day. So that would be the Saturday, not actually St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, 18.
And then we have Minor Distraction on the 25th. So
okay,
we got kind of a light March.
That's
actually.
all right. March.
We don't have you in this March.
No, that's because I'm back. That's because I'm back on Good Friday, which is April 4th or whatever. So I didn't want to. It was hard to squeeze another one in there.
I think we actually have you like 2 times in February or something like that. Yeah, so yeah, you kind of make enough for it. Plus, we got Parking Lot Party coming up in June, so that'll be monstrous.
Yeah. Nice. And then this year you're doing a couple. You're doing a couple parking lot parties this year. 2, 3. How many are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing one with you, obviously, the first weekend of June, right after Memorial Day there, and then we got one at the end of July. So like the 28th, 29th, we have Rising Phoenix on the 28th. And I have to fill it to the 29th yet. So if you got any suggestions or anybody listening has any suggestions, hit me up with that.
There you go. You can
So
hit him
we have
up.
big tents outside, and we
Nice.
we get rowdy.
All right.
Pretty much burn the place down, and everybody hates me after that weekend because it's so fucking busy. Nobody wants to work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday after that. So
I like that. Yeah,
I
nobody's.
don't blame them.
I like that nobody's afraid to work Friday. At least they're confident they can handle it. After last Friday,
Oh yeah,
last time I played there with Sid and Charlie,
yeah,
we kind of had to slam our asses a little bit there.
yeah. But plus you have the Madonna set going on there with the tinfoil. I don't know if you want me to put that up this morning.
No,
I could do that.
you mean
You said
Friday
it got
morning?
a little
No,
hot. You all right with
leave that in Bill's hands.
All right, we'll see if Bill sets that up or not. But
Just don't say anything. Just see if he does it on his own.
right, let's see if it happens. Right.
All right,
awesome.
bud. I think that's about it. I think we covered everything we need to. Oh, by the way,
All right,
speaking of,
awesome,
I
man.
know, I was gonna tell you. I got an idea bubbling about parking lot party. I'm not sure if I like it or
Okay.
not. I'm not sure if I like it or not yet, but it's bubbling
right.
a little bit on the Friday or the night I'm there for the parking lot party. I'll
right.
talk to you about it when
I'm interested. I'm interested.
after I let it bubble a little bit. I'll talk to you some more about it. So
Yeah, yeah. You let it stew for a little bit, and then we'll
gonna-
get back to it.
I'm gonna do exactly that.
All right.
All right, bud.
That's
Thanks
awesome.
for calling in.
All right. Thanks for having me. See you later, podcast. See you later, Brad. Love you.
See ya. Love you. Bye bye. Hunter Tesmer, the one and the only. He's like, what are we going to talk about? And I'm like, I don't know, I'll figure it out. And then that poem just kind of fell into our laps. And I was like, oh, there we go. I've had people hand me poems over the years, and it's fine. Like, most of them are fine. And like, as a matter of fact, I did. One of my friends, when he got married, he's like, can you make this into a song? I'm like, I probably could. And I did, and I played it at his wedding. I couldn't tell you anything about it anymore. I've since forgotten it. But I've had stuff like that happen over the years, and it's kind of cool. Sometimes it's creepy when you're referring to yourself as grandpa and using horny as a rhyming word 4 lines in. So that's my weekend. So Friday I have a small weekend, thankfully, because I played 5 days last week and I'm tired. And I did all the recording stuff for some reason. So tomorrow, nothing. Friday, I'm at Arrow solo. Saturday, I'm at Granite Peak solo. And that's it for the weekend. I love it. So last Saturday, I was at Granite Peak. And it was a nice gig there. I had the person come up and ask for the original. I did that. I had whatever. We had fun for the most part. Dancers, singers, hat buyers, we ran the gauntlet. And there was a group of people right in front of me. I sing at Granite Peak in one corner, and there's tables. It's mostly just to sit down, kind of listen to the music while you're warming up, kind of a situation at Granite Peak. And I was sitting down, listening or playing my normal stuff, and I noticed in front of me there was a group of like 2 or 3, I would say 3 or 4 families, a mom and dad, a mom and dad, a mom and dad, a mom and dad, and then their kids. And they were all coming and going skiing, and I'm pretty sure they were out-of-towners. And the kids were all probably like 6 to 12 years age, like all the kids. A lot of kids coming and going. And they were all over the place for age, but that was generally the range. And one of the girls came up, and she came by her group, and it was very obvious that she was a special needs girl. She was special, had special needs, however you want to say it. And she whispered to one of the dads who wasn't her dad. I could tell what was going on. She was asking me for a song. And then the dad, who didn't know what she was talking about, said it to me. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. And he was like, okay. And he kind of let it go. Then an hour or so went by, and I had like a half hour left in the show. And I saw her, she came back in with I could see it was her actual dad. And her mom was there. I figured out who was who. This is what I do when I'm playing Brown Eyed Girl for the 5 millionth time, by the way, as I figure out what's going on in the room. I could see that's her dad, that's her mom. The dad came up. The dad came up and said, hey, will you please play Humble and Kind? He threw some money in my tip jar. I said, will you please play Humble and Kind? I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And then he goes, do you know? He goes, this is gonna be weird. He sound weird, but my daughter has special needs, and she really likes the Pepto-Bismol commercial. Can you play that? And I looked at him like I had this blank look on my face because it wasn't drawn. And in that exact moment, it wasn't ringing a bell. And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I have like 20 minutes. I know my first reaction is to make them just to say what so I said, I have like 20 minutes left. I don't know that I can come up with it, but when I'm all done, I can just play it on YouTube. She's like, oh, that'll be fine. Like, he could tell he was kind of bummed. He could play it, oh, that'll be fine. And he walked away. And he was taking like 2 steps away. And all of a sudden, a light went off above my brain. And I was like, wait, do you mean diarrhea like that? And he's like, yeah, that. And I was like, oh, I go, yeah. And then I still was like drawing a blank as to how I would be able to do that. So I was like, I'll just, okay, I can, at least I know what I'm looking for now on YouTube. I'll play it when I'm all done. He was like, great. So then I started doing Humble and Kind, and it struck me, I was a little moved. It struck me as a good request by him, given the situation. Because when his daughter walked in the first time, I noticed like all the other kids kind of embrace her, convalesce around her. How you doing? Did you like skiing? Well, and these kids were like 6 to 12 years old, and they were all saying, you could tell they were all encouraging her, talking to her, treating her with humility and kindness. And I was like, well, that's. I kind of was like moved that he asked for that song, so I did the song, and they liked it, and everybody whatever. I thought it was cool. Now, fast forward like 2 or 3 songs, I'm almost done, and I go to my standards, almost done crap. And one of them is, as most of you know, is Cecilia. I started doing Cecilia, and then it dawned on me, and I'll do this live now as I was doing it in the show. I'll just slow down and talk about it when I get to the point. But something occurred to me in the middle of Cecilia, so I'll just show you. You're breaking my heart. You're shaking my confidence daily. Oh, Celia, I'm down on my knees. I'm begging you, please, to come home. Come on home. So all of a sudden it dawned on me that whatever the hell those words are, I could do it in the middle of this song. So I looped it. I looped it quick, grabbed my phone, and looked up whatever the hell those words were. And then I got the father's attention. Turn it down a little bit. I got the father's attention, and I said, I mouthed, what's her name? And he said, Ainsley. So I said, Ainsley, this is for you. And she looked up. She had these big Coke bottle glasses on. She was cute. She looked up, and so I had this loop going, and I just started going, I gotta wait. And I had this loop on. This is for Ainsley. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Everybody that knows, help me out. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Yeah, Pepto-Bismol. And I just kept repeating that 3 or 4 times, and her face just lit up. She was high-fiving everybody, and she was kind of dancing. She was mostly doing this with her hands up in the air, but mostly just laughing and just shocked that I was doing that song. And it was really cool. There was her mom was kind of crying a little bit. Her dad was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jubilation, she loves me 3 or 4 times, and her face just lit up. On the floor, and I'm laughing. She loves me again. I fall Whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Yeah, Pepto-Bismol. Yeah. And I said stuff like, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. This was for Ainsley. And all the kids at the tables, all that were with the family, all went kind of crazy. And then afterwards, he came up with her. He was holding her, and he's like, she wants to give you a hug. Is that okay? And I said, yeah, that's. So I gave her a hug, gave her a couple stickers. He gave me a way too kind tip. Wasn't necessary. But I thought that was kind of cool, and it's kind of why I do what I do. And the beer and the money. Not in that order. Jubilation, she loves me again. I fall on the floor and I'm laughing. Jubilation, she loves me again. I fall on the floor. Whoa, whoa, oh, 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 oh. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Yeah, Pepto-Bismol. There you go. There's your Brad on the Pod, episode number 5, entitled Nausea, Heartburn, Indigestion, ... Thank you so much to my sponsor this week, Priceless Building Centers and Builders Corner Cabinetry, Josh, Justin, Jameis, but don't ask Jameis. They are downtown-ish, Wausau. They will help you out. My countertops here. See these? See that one back there? And this one here. Priceless Building Center. There you go. Check out the podcast wherever you get them. If you now you've got the theme song, which will end on the podcast, not on this recording. This one recording is just going to end. Thanks for watching. See you next week. See you at gigs. Friday, Arrow. Saturday, Granite Peak. See you later. Thanks again. Bye-bye, everybody.